I'm fascinated with kind of those old guns, but one of my hunters the past 3 days had a Super Black Eagle 1, and that thing is a tank. And I shot it, and I loved it, so that's what I'm going to look for. The original.
I've got one. They're awesome. They feel different.
They do. 100%.
The original Super Black. Well, there's a reason they feel different, but the original SBE. It's a different feel when you put it to your shoulder.
Why did they get away from it? I don't understand. They go to all this new and improved stuff, and it's just like, listen, what you had was fantastic.
But they had to change the mechanism on it because it floated a shell.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's exactly what happened. I forgot about that. That's exactly why.
I did not do that, by the way.
There's one for sale.
I shot 3 the whole time.
Did you see that, the guy? Did he send it to you also?
He sent it to me. I was busy, and I hadn't got to... Or he didn't send it. He told me a website to go look at.
Guy told me, he said, listen, here, let's make good Andy a good Christmas present. I said, listen, I'm telling my wife right now, we just need to buy presents for grandkids. We don't need to buy kids. Our kids have everything they need. They can buy their own shit.
And my friend, his dad, he goes on these places and he wants, that's what he wants. He looks for the original Super Black Eagle. They've got the 2 and the 3, and they actually sold the 1 about 10 years ago, and they've regretted it ever since.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I've got one that's a 26-inch barrel that I use for when I go into the timber. Yeah. It's not my everyday gun, but it's different. It's a neat gun. Of course, gun took the whole waterfowling world by storm. And there's a little bit of a DU history in there. We did not have that gun as a gun of the year. We have an SBE 3 as a gun of the year right now, but Benelli wanted to push that gun and build its popularity through our events. And this is when I was a regional director. And for a while, they shorted the market, but let us have as many as we wanted. So when I was a regional director and holding events, I had people coming to my events for the sole purpose of buying a raffle ticket to win a Super Black Eagle when they first started hitting the market. And it was fascinating to watch. Guys would drive 50, 60 miles and then beg me, please put that thing on the live auction tonight because I want to take it home. And, I can't guarantee if you put it on a raffle. So I started putting it on live auctions. They knew what the retail, and I think back then it was $1,400, $1,500. Yeah. They knew what the retail value was. Now it was DU stamped, but I could sell that thing for $3,000, $4,000 because they couldn't get it anywhere else.
What? Okay, that made me think of something. Y'all do the card game. You pass out 52 cards. They pay $20 a card or whatever it is, and they get to pick an item off. When you do a gun raffle like that, how many tickets are you selling on it?
So it's all up to the chapter. I mean, some chapters do a deck of cards and they might charge $50. They might charge $100. Some chapters do a goose band raffle on it, which is 100 goose bands, and it's all up to them on how much they charge. And because a lot of that goes into what the value of the shotgun is or whatever gun the firearm might be that they're looking to raffle on.
Well, I was thinking a guy could have bought every raffle ticket. If back then you were selling 50 or 100 goose bands at $25 a piece, you were getting $2,500 for a $1,500 shotgun. I'm sure Benelli was giving them to y'all or some to you a lot cheaper than that. But I'm going to buy every band. Have you ever had a guy he tried to buy every raffle ticket?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you work out a deal with them that they come in, and if they're the first one, then they can buy them all up. If I'm not mistaken, I was doing what I would do most of the time was a 52 card cut, meaning, tear the card in half, and it was $100 a card. That's how hot that firearm was then. So
$5,200.
Yeah. $5,200 on a raffle. But there were so many people coming to the events to buy them that finally I just said, let's put them on the auction. And then Benelli, and let's get into some firearm marketing now. Then Benelli came out with the Nova, and it was the most popular sought after pump shotgun since the 870 because you could own a Benelli, but it was a pump shotgun. It wasn't the SBE or even an M1, which was the first one they had. Not many people shoot one of those. I have one. I love it.
Which one do you like better, the M1 or the SBE?
Actually, of all my Benellis, I love my Montefeltro the most. That's what I shoot every day is a Montefeltro. But it's because of just the way that particular gun fits me. But I probably like my M1 better than my SBE3 because I like a lower profile. I like to look over a lower profile.
There's one in the closet back there.
An M1?
There's one of them. I don't know what it is. I don't shoot automatics. So
a Nova's what I shot forever until I got my Maxis 2 last year. That's just because out here, like, you know, I'll take a gun most days. I've been taking my Maxis. I leave it in the case. Like it's got that pretty Cerakote and all that other stuff. And like, you know, it's an expensive shotgun. I don't want to get beat it all to shit. But that's why I want the Super Black Eagle, because the one I shot the last 3 days, I mean, the markings on it, and like you could just tell that it had been beat to shit, but it's still gonna shoot 3 times, or you know, if you still got the old mechanism, 4 times if you want to go down that route, which I don't advise you because it's 3. But the Nova, like whatever, if it gets dirty, I'll clean it. I don't care. It's $400. I'll get another one.
Right.
Worst goes worst.
And I know that silica that y'all have out there is a little bit different.
Yes.
Like that's wear and tear on a gun that you don't get in a lot of other places in the country. But what's great about the Benelli is the gun was created to shoot in the sand. Mm-hmm. I mean, the genesis of all their mechanisms are to be dirty. And I've had a lot of gunsmiths tell me, because I'm the type of person I've got nothing to do. You know, we killed a limit this morning. I've got nothing to do. I'm going to clean my gun. And I go, whoa. Don't do that. Let that gun be dirty all year long because it's made to be dirty and shoot better. Which is, you know, I've got my Montefeltro is Cerakoted and it's my beater gun, but I love it. It just,
well, I can tell you what gun is not made to shoot dirty, and that is the Browning Maxis 2. It is a very pretty gun. And it's nice during turkey season, but when the wind starts blowing and we've got that fine grit sand, and you know, when the wind blows, it's in your teeth and everywhere. You do not want to take the Browning Maxis 2 out for that.
So you have one for sale pretty cheap, is what you're saying?
No. I love that. It's a great shooting gun. Dove hunting, I shot dove with it. It's light. It's like it's light. It's solid. It shoots very well.
You shot dove or shot at dove?
I shot at dove. I shot at a lot of dove, and it's a great shooting gun. I love it. But for a beater gun, it ain't it. At least out here. Now I'm sure like there's people that take it up north, you know, I'm sure it shoots cold and all that other stuff, but you got to dump a lot of oil into
the best beater gun in the world is a Satori over under, and that's what I use. Yeah. Because if you can close it, you can shoot it.
That's right. It's all enclosed.
Right. And I shoot it, and I've shot mine. Mine's got dowel rods on it. I got one that's 30 years old. I've rowed a boat with it. And in Alaska, I had to use it as a paddle one time. I've done it at Miller Creek Lake up here. It's been put through hell. But if you can close it, you can shoot it. And they're great shooting guns.
Yep. So what?
But I will say that sand out there is like nowhere else.
It's different.
And I've hunted all over. And I mean, when I do hunt out there and I take my Montefeltro, I'm cleaning it when I get home. Just, I mean, that's saying, even if the wind's not blowing, it gets in there.
And you can hear it too. Like you pull the action back and it's just, and you're like, oh no, this is not a good situation. What year I want to go back to the Super Black Eagle. Was it like 2000? Was that when it came out? Right around that period?
Yeah, 98, 99, 2000, somewhere right in there. Yeah.
I mean, that's before social media. What did they do, or was it just that they shorted the market and created a buzz? Like, how did people know that, okay, this is the gun that I need?
Magazines.
DU events and magazines. Yeah. So, and I don't know if they intentionally shorted the market. We ordered a certain number of guns. We got our allotment, right? I mean, if DU orders a gun, I mean, we're gonna get our shipments. I think the gun became so popular, and you just had so many waterfowl hunters saying, this is the firearm I've been waiting on all these years, that they couldn't create enough to get into the mom and pop. And this is really pre going to Bass Pro Shop to buy your gun, right? You went to your your mom and pop type stores back then. And it was, you could get them at DU events. Like we were ordering one into every event. So people knew that they were going to be able to get that Super Black Eagle. And then for it to have that logo on it, that had the DU logo, for a DU supporter, that just made it a little bit more special.
And I love the look of the things too. I mean, the Super Black Eagle 3 and 2, they're pretty guns too, but like you see the one and it's like it's a tank. And that's what you think.
In 30 years, I never seen a gun have as much attention drawn to it as it did when it first came out. Because when someone would have one, they would show
everybody
it to everybody.
Looked at it in the parking lot.
Yeah. I mean, there's no gun coming out right now that people are going to pull up to a parking lot and people are going to look at it like,
right.